It's the Dread Pirate Batman.
I am the Dread Pirate Batman. All right,
The man in black looking up at Inigo.
How old were you?
I was 11 years old. When I was strong enough, I dedicated my life to the study of fencing. So, the next time we meet, I will not fail. I will go up to the fingerman and say, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
You've done nothing but study swordplay.
More pursuit than study lately. You see, I cannot find him. It's been 20 years now. I am starting to lose confidence.
Been 20 years since my father died.
Thank you. That made me regain confidence. I just worked for Vizzini to pay the bills. There's not a lot of money in revenge.
Sorry.
Well, I certainly hope you find him someday.
You are ready then?
Whether I am or not, you've been more than fair.
Bean.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die. Remember, left at first. Beckham, you gotta do left first.
This is my left hand.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Left
Begin.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
we got mirror image.
Webcam weirdness.
We got
I'm mirrored and you're not, so I got confused because I saw two different hands. Because it mirrors
And on
your
that
skull.
word,
All right.
the two of them. And what we are starting now is one of the two greatest sword fights in modern movies. The other one happens later on. And right from the beginning, it looks different because they aren't close to each other. None of the swords crossing on guard garbage. No, what we have here is two men, two athletes, and they look to be too far away to damage each other, but each time one makes even the tiniest feint, the other counters, and there is silence. And as they start to circle, the six-fingered sword feints here, feints there, and the two men finish teasing, begin to duel in earnest. Their swords cross, then again, and the sound comes so fast it's almost continual. Inigo presses on, the man in black retreating up a rocky incline.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Naturally, you must expect me to attack with Capofer.
Naturally.
And he shifts his style.
But I find Tybalt cancels out Capoferro, don't you?
The man in black is now perched at the end of the elevated
Sorry,
castle ruin.
Ella just said in chat, imagine a script just being like, this movie is really good, I promise.
I mean, that stage direction is there for the choreographer. It's like, hey, you, honey,
You got a big storm coming.
Really good.
Bob Anderson, this is your problem.
The man in black is now perched at the edge of the elevated castle ruin, nowhere to go. He jumps to the sand. Inigo stares down at him.
Unless the enemy has studied his Agrippa.
And now, with the grace of an Olympian, Inigo flies off the perch, somersaults clean over the man in black's head, and lands facing his opponent.
Which I have.
The two men are almost flying across the rocky terrain, never losing balance, never coming close to stumbling. The battle rages with incredible finesse. First one, and then the other, gaining the advantage. And by now it's clear that this isn't just two athletes going at it. It's a lot more than that. This is two legendary swashbucklers, and they're in their prime. It's Burt Lancaster and the Crimson Pirate battling Errol Flynn in Robin Hood, and then, incredibly, the action begins going even faster than before as we cut to Inigo, and behind him now, drawing closer all the time, is the deadly edge of the Cliffs of Insanity. Inigo fights and ducks and feints and slashes, and it all works, but not for long, and gradually the man in black keeps the advantage, keeps forcing Inigo back closer and closer to death.
You are wonderful.
Thank you. I've worked hard to become so.
The cliff edge is very close now. Inigo is continually being forced towards it.
Admit it. You are better than I am.
Then why are you smiling?
Inches from defeat, Inigo is, in fact, all smiles.
Because I know something you don't know.
And what is that?
I am not lieutenant.
And he throws the six-fingered sword into his right hand, and immediately the tide of battle turns. The man in black is stunned, doing everything he can to keep Inigo by the cliff edge, but it is no use. Slowly at first, he begins to retreat. Now faster, Inigo is in control, and the man in black is desperate. Cut to Inigo, and the six-fingered sword is all but invisible now as he increases his attack and suddenly switches styles again. Cut to a rocky staircase leading to a turret-shaped plateau, and the man in black is retreating like mad up the steps, and he can't stop Inigo. Nothing can stop Inigo. And in a frenzy, the man in black makes every feint, tries every thrust, lets go with all he has left, but he fails. Everything fails. He tries one or two final desperate moves, but they are nothing.
You're amazing!
I ought to be after 20 years.
And now the man in black is smashed into a stone pillar, pinned there under the six-fingered sword.
There's something I ought to tell you.
Tell me.
I am not left-handed either.
And now he changes hands, and at last the battle is fully joined. Cut to Inigo, and to his amazement, he is being forced back down the steps. He tries one style, another, but it all comes down to the same thing. The man in black seems to be in control, and before Inigo knows it, the six-fingered sword is knocked clear out of his hand. Inigo retreats, dives from the stairs to the moss-covered bar suspended over the archway. He swings out, lands, and scrambles to his sword. And we cut to the man in black.
Whatever you're doing, Liz, that's really net loud. Mute your mic real quick.
Sorry.
Cut to the man in black who watches Inigo and casually tosses his sword to the landing where it sticks in perfectly. Boing. Then the man in black copies Inigo, not copies exactly, improves. He dives to the bar, swings completely over it like a circus performer, and dismounts with a backflip. Cut to Inigo, staring in awe.
Are you?
I'm bad. I mean, no one of consequence.
I must know.
Get used to disappointment.
Okay.
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 Inigo moves like lightning. And he thrusts forward, slashes, darts back, all in almost a single movement, and the man in black dodges, blocks, and again he thrusts forward, faster even than before, and again he slashes, but cut to Inigo, and there is never a move anyone makes he doesn't remember, and this time he blocks the slash, slashes out himself with the six-fingered sword. On it goes, back and forth across the rocky terrain, Inigo's feet moving with the grace and speed of a great improvisational dancer. Cut to the six-fingered sword as it is knocked free, arching up into the air, and Inigo catches it again, and something terrible is written behind his eyes. He has given his all, done everything man can do, tried every style, made every maneuver, but it wasn't enough. And on his face for all to see is the realization that he, Inigo Montoya of Spain, is going to lose.
Just the whole country. He doesn't have a hometown.
This Spain.
He's a real nowhere man.
Cut to the man in black moving in for the end now, blocking everything, muzzling everything, and the six-fingered sword is sent flying from Inigo's grip. He stands helpless only a moment, then he drops to his knees, bows his head, shuts his eyes.
Tell me quickly.
I would as soon destroy a stained glass window as an artist like yourself. However, since I can't have you following me either.
And he dunks Inigo's head with his heavy sword handle. Thunk. Inigo pitches forward unconscious.
Please understand, I hold you in the highest respect.
Oh, watching those two guys handle their swords that long.
Oh my.
Grandpa.
You sure we can put this up on YouTube?
It's okay, I'm not monetized.
Awesome. He grabs his scabbard and takes off after the princess as we Cut to close-up of Vizzini.
Inconceivable! Liz, are you around?
And
Oh,
I
I
just
guess-
need to.
We won't need you for a little while.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Pull back to reveal Vizzini staring down from a narrow mountain path as far below the man in black can be seen running. Fezzik, carrying the princess, stands alongside. It's a little later in the morning.
Give her to me! Grabs you. Catch up
Is
with us
grabbed.
quickly!
What do I do?
Finish him! Finish him! Your way!
Oh, good. My way. Thank you, Vincent.
Vizzini!
Vicini, my...
How long have you worked for me?
At least for a minute. Which way is my way?
Pick up one of those rocks, get behind the boulder, and in a few minutes, the man in black will come running around the bend. The minute his head is at you, hit it with the rock!
As Vizzini and Buttercup hurry away.
That's not my way.
Wait, nope,
not
try
very...
again. Try again.
My
way's
my
not very...
way's... Sorry? My way's not very sportsmanlike.
He grabs one of the rocks and plods behind the boulder, and we dissolve to the man in black racing up the mountain trail. Ahead is a bend in the trail. He sees it, slows, then he stops listening. Satisfied by the silence, he starts forward again, and as he rounds the bend, a rock flies into frame, shattering on a boulder inches in front of him. Cut to Fezzik. He moves into the mountain path. He has picked up another rock and holds it lightly.
I did that on purpose. I don't have to miss.
I believe you. So, what happens now?
We face each other as God intended. Sportsmanlike. No tricks, no weapons, skill against skill. Skill
you'll-
against skill alone.
You mean you'll put down your sword? No, sorry. Whoops. You mean you'll put down your rock and I'll put down my sword and we'll kill each other like civilized people?
I could kill you. I could kill you now.
He gets set to throw, but the man in black shakes his head, takes off his sword and scabbard, begins the approach towards the giant.
Frankly, I think the odds are slightly in your favor at hand fighting.
It's not my fault for being the biggest and the strongest. I don't even exercise.
He flips the rock away. Flips off the rock. The cut to the mountain path for the two men.
Take this,
The man
Flynn
in-
Johnson. Andrew the Giant is the greatest wrestler of all time.
Well, that's one way to resign, right?
Cut to the mountain path and the two men. The man in black is not now and has never been a shrimp. But it's like he wasn't even there. Fezzik towers over him so much. There is a moment's pause, and then the man in black dives at Fezzik's chest, slams him several tremendous blows in the stomach, twists his arms severely, slips skillfully into a beautifully applied bear hug, and in general makes any number of terrific wrestling moves.
Thank you.
Let's see it.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh my! Look at that close up.
It's like
Fezzik
we all
just
got a bear
stands
hug.
there. Fezzik just stands there, kind of taking in the scenery. Finally, the man in black pushes himself away, stares up at the giant.
look, are you just fiddling around with me or what?
I just want you to feel like you're doing well. I hate for people to die embarrassed.
They get set to begin again, then suddenly, Fezzik jumps forward with stunning speed for anyone his size, and he reaches for the man in black, who drops to his knees, spins loose, and slips between the giant's legs.
You're quick.
And a good thing, too.
Why'd you wear that mask? Were you burnt by acid or something like that?
No, not the Joker. I'm Batman. It's just that they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Wink, wink.
Not enough of us.
They are terribly comfortable. I don't know.
Fezzik considers this a moment, then attacks. And if he moved quickly last time, this time he is blinding. And as the man in black slips down to avoid the charge, Fezzik moves right with him, only instead of twisting free and jumping to his feet. This time the man in black jumps for Fezzik's back. And in a moment he is riding him. And his arms have Fezzik's throat, locked across Fezzik's windpipe, one in front, one behind. The man in black begins to squeeze. Tighter.
Oh.
I just figured out why you give me so much trouble.
Fezzik charges toward a huge rock that lines the path, and just as he reaches it, he spins his giant body so that the entire weight of the charge is taken by the man in black. And the power of his charge is terrible, the pain enormous, but the man in black clings to his grip at Fezzik's windpipe.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, I haven't fought just one person for so long. I've been specializing in groups, battling gangs for local charities, that kind of thing.
What kind of charity supports gang fights?
Charity Flight Club, obviously.
Or, the charity that is, called Against Gang Fighting Charity.
Wait, Dave had a joke. It looked like.
I am just remembering the early bad lip read of Friday that went gang fight, the gang is down to fight, yeah. And now that's going to be stuck in my head the entire rest of this stream. So
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Again, Fezzik charges, slower this time, but still a charge. And again, he spins and creams the man in black against the
good
rough
creaming.
boulder. Cut to the man in black, and the parchment is terrible. This script is terrible. And for a moment, it seems as if he was going to let go of Fezzik's windpipe and crumble, but he doesn't. He holds on.
This was written 10 years before the movie was made and was very high on a book of the greatest unproduced screenplays of all time.
He creams the man in black, though.
He did! And he should!
I mean, shouldn't we all?
Why should that make such a... You should want to, but I won't let you. Why should that make such a difference?
Well, you see, you use different moves when you're fighting half a dozen people than when you're only have to be worried about one.
Again, Fezzik slams the man in black against a boulder, only this time his power has diminished, and Fezzik starts to slowly collapse.
All right, now you
Fezzik-
got to change back onto a sleeping potato sack.
Yeah. The man in black holds his grip as Fezzik tries to stand, halfway makes it, but there is no air. Back down to his knees he falls, holds there for a moment, then pitches down to all fours. The man in black increases the pressure. Fezzik tries to crawl, but there is still no air. No air. Fezzik goes to earth and lies still. As the man in black turns him over, puts his ear to Fezzik's heart. It beats. The man in black stands.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom.
I don't envy the headache. I don't envy the headache you will have when you awake. But in the meantime, rest well and dream of large women.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. Ooh.
He nimbly scoops up his sword with his foot, catches it, and he dashes up along the mountain path. Cut to Prince Humperdink.
Hang on. I gotta
Wait.
do this. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, do the sword thing? Yeah.
Oh.
That was smooth. Yeah.
Impressive. I give that a solid 9 out of 10.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I give you 11.
Good Princess Bride joke.
Thank you.
Nice Princess Bride reference.
Let's cut to Prince Humperdink as he slips his boot into a footprint in the sand. Count Rugen mounted watches.
Oh.
Behind him, half a dozen armed warriors also mounted.
Doesn't say
A great
what.
white horse.
Oh my!
Oh my. Everyone's mounting everyone.
A great white horse waits riderless in front. Humperdink is all over the rocky ground, and maybe he isn't the best hunter in the world. Then again, maybe he is. Because, as he begins to put his feet into strange positions, we realize that what he is doing is miming the fences.
There was a mighty duel. It raged all over. They were both masters.
Who won? How did it end?
The loser ran off alone. The winner followed those footprints towards Gilda.
Miming the fencers.
You've got the mime and I've got the fencers.
Shall we catch them both?
The loser is nothing. Only the princess matters. Clearly, this was all planned by warriors of Gilda. We must be ready for whatever lies ahead.
Could this be a trap?
I always think everything could be a trap, which is why I'm still alive.
And he gallops off.
Dave is one of the only people I haven't heard do their character. Dave and Dalton, I haven't heard do their character's voice yet. I think I've heard everyone else thus far. So that was awesome, guys.
That was.
I'm so proud of my casting. I'm vindicated. Up until this
6.
moment, I don't know if I casted the two of them correctly.
This casting gets an 11.
11. I can only do 10. Is that okay?
15.
Ooh.
Oh. Got us all beat.
Yeah, miming the fencers. So
Yeah, miming the fencers.
And Dave had a pirate with a sword.
And a rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle.
Well, you never leave the home without it, I think.
Yeah.
It's a mighty
Never
pirate.
leave the cave without it. Never leave the cave without it.
Not that.
All right, keep going.
Close up on a knife pointed at a throat. Pull back to reveal Vizzini munching on an apple, holding the knife to
Did my knife
Buttercup's
go?
throat.
I had a knife. Oh, here it is. Okay, Liz, can you hold this to your throat for me?
Yeah. Or something knife adjacent.
Also, blind.
I have
That's
this rubber
Oh,
lizard.
No, here. Yeah, perfect. There we go.
I
It's
just
Liz with
realized-
the lizard.
I just realized you're gonna have to be two people in this scene.
I am excited to do so.
We should all be
Although that
excited
won't
for
be
this.
that much difference from the Pirates of the Caribbean dubs.
I know. I've been training for this moment my whole life for some reason, as I said in that dub.
So I just hold this rubber lizard to my throat the whole time.
Okay.
Charlie has become either Billy West or Matt Chapman. I'm not sure which.
And Liz, did you notice that in the pirate server we changed your name to Lizard Cup, the Pearl.Point bride?
I love that. Lizard cup. Never tell my dad about that.
But your mom's
And
watching.
Charlie would be Billy West because they've got a high voice and ADHD.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
They stole from the children. All right, keep going. Or am I next? Am I ready?
No. A picnic spread is laid out, a tablecloth, 2 goblets, and between them, a small leather wine container, and some cheese and a couple of apples. The picnic is set on a lovely spot, high on the edge of a mountain path with a view all the way back to the sea.
How
The man in black
romantic.
comes running around the path. Just romantic dinner for 3. The man in black comes running around the path, sees Vizzini, slows. The 2 men study each other. Then,
It's a date between me and Liz and me.
Yeah.
So, it is down to you, and it is down to me. If you wish her dead, by all means, keep moving forward.
And he pushes his long knife harder against Buttercup's unprotected throat.
Oh.
Pa.
Let me explain. There's nothing to explain. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. Perhaps an arrangement can be reached. There will be no arrangement, and you're killing her.
Cut to Buttercup's throat.
That's my favorite
as
location.
As Vizzini jabs with his long knife, Buttercup gasps against the pain.
No, the pain comes later. That's the fight between me and Dave later.
The man in black stopping fast.
But if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse. I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains. You're that smart. Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato? Aristotle? Socrates? YouTube video essayists? Yes. Morons. Really? In that case, I challenge you to a battle of wits. For the princess? To the death? I accept. Good. Then pour the wine.
So this is the scene where Bazzini destroys the man in black with facts and logic.
Imagine hypothetically that I've put iocane powder in the wine.
Let's just say.
He sounds kind of similar, actually.
Yeah? Well,
as Vizzini feels the
that
goblet.
might border on anti-Semitism, Dalton.
Oh, really? Oh, well, never mind then.
He sounds
I'm just
nothing
gonna-
like him.
Nothing, not at all. I'm just gonna go away for a little while.
Fine.
Hold on, one of these cups is missing a bottom.
Oh.
I hate when I miss my bottom.
I'm sorry if the rest of the script had not primed me for
All right,
that, then I might have not noticed.
keep going, Frankie.
As Vizzini fills the goblets with the dark red liquid, the man in black pulls a small packet from his clothing, handing it to Vizzini.
Inhale this, but do not touch. I smell
That's
nothing.
a pretty large small packet.
I brought extra iocane powder, just in, not only have I built up my tolerance for it, I've honestly acquired a taste for it. Nailed it at this point. Wow.
His packet size is compensating for something.
You stop that, narrator. I smell nothing. What you do not smell is called iocane powder. It is odorless, tasteless, dissolves instantly in liquid, and is among the more deadlier poisons known to man.
I just say I have an actual small packet.
I know,
And also-
but I have baking soda, which makes nope, not gonna tell people that trick. They don't need to know that one. Baking
Although
soda
mine-
and alcohol, well, baking soda and alcohol is bad. Never do it.
Mine is not colorless or flavorless, but it does dissolve instantly in liquid.
All right. So keep reading the stage directions.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Cut to